Okay, here we go. This is Josiah Plays The Elder Scrolls Online Dark Brotherhood DLC. We have joined the Dark Brotherhood, and we have come here to the estate of Lord Gerald to murder him. And I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Thanks, ExplodeX. Oh, I didn't know you were still here, ExplodeX. Good to see you. Thought you might have gone to sleep or him to Kine. Alright, I'm not gonna read this right now because it's not relevant. I probably should. There's one book I picked up that's relevant to the area that I haven't read yet. I probably should real quick. I wish you could steal the paintings and stuff. And every once in a while you find a painting, but you can't just take them off the walls. Lurking and gaming on the side? Ah, cool, cool. I do that all the time on the second monitor. I'll have a stream on the second monitor that I'm kind of watching and listening to while I'm doing something else on my main monitor. Order of the Hour. I feel like I need to read about them. No, I can do it later. It hasn't really come up as particularly relevant yet, I guess. Is this Lord Douche Magnet right here? Why is there a shirt inside this barrel? These are the questions one must ask oneself. Take a glass owl curio. Well, I think this guy's gotta die. Can I pick his pocket first? Not a good chance. Let's just kill him. Ooh, see? He had 100 gold good luck charm. It's a talisman sold in back alleys and shadowy stalls. It's said to protect the possessor from ill fortune and bad luck. Now I can steal everything else in this room. A ball-peen hammer! Nice! I love ball-peen hammers. That picture is not a picture of a ball-peen hammer, though. Consisting of a traditional flat-headed hammer and a rounded peen. It's like your E-peen. A rounded peen suited for metalworking techniques. I don't know why that's so funny. I do know why, because typically on the internet, whenever people say the word peen, they're talking about penis. Child's drum. Incredibly common, simple drums such as this one are still in high demand among bandits in need of inexpensive signals. I love the idea of bandits. These tough bandits. Using children's instruments in the course of their duties. Ooh, a practice sword hilt. The cracked hilt of a wooden practice sword. It's sized for a child's hand and carefully wrapped in a piece of cloth. Maybe bandits also use children's weapons. You never know with these bandits. Picnic set. A leather day pack specifically designed to hold plates, cups, cutlery, and food for picnics in the outdoors. It's a fucking basket. It's not specifically designed to hold shit. It's just a basket that you put that crap in. Don't act like there's some kind of engineering that went into this. Alright, I'm just saying. Wine cellar. There's somebody in here that needs to get murdered, I think. Feel bad about it? Not really. Whoa, whoa. Don't see me. Don't see me. Goodbye, Hulela. Get a carved dragon figurine. It's a devotional carving representing the dragon god Akatosh. And it's worth 100 gold to a fence. It's a leather day pack, god damn it. Oh, this is relevant too. I actually need to read these, but I don't need to read them until after I'm done with this mission, at least. Okay, I already read this one. I already read that one. Oh, I gained enchanting. Enigma of the Runestones. Alright, this one isn't relevant. I don't need to read it now, anyway. Read it sometime. Going through a read a bunch of books phase. Okay. Well, I've got two options. I can go up the stairs, which is probably where to find the dude. Or I can go into the wine cellar. I'm going into the wine cellar. See anybody in there? I'll take a polished gut rock. The remnants of a painful build-up Oh, that's what they mean by gut rock. Okay. This is something that came out of someone's ass. Passed through the body. Some are polished to a dull sheen and sold by artistic alchemists. Yeah, well, why wouldn't you? I shipped this out and polished it today. Want to buy it? Who could say no? I don't want all the crap that's in these kegs, because it's just... honey, rye... I don't want that helmet, it's only worth... I have some standards. I want this though, Forge Burn Unguent. A jar of lime green paste to be rubbed upon one's face after a busy day in the forge. Smells faintly of mud crab effluvia. Mud crab effluvia. That's what I want to smear all over myself. Legionnaire. Man, I'm finding so much stuff. Look how many stolen items I have. That's a lot. Hold on. Apples? Get the fuck out of here. Iron pauldron that's only worth 18? Oh, I'll deconstruct that. Seaweed? Get the fuck out of here. Okay. My inventory is starting to get kind of full. I mean, I still have a lot of space, but getting there. There's a thing I can read. Oh, a tin of dubbin. It's a small tin of waterproofing wax. Could be valuable to anyone who travels in wet climates or pirates. Or forgers. Because everything's good for forgers. Oh, here comes a guard. But he's not coming this way. Another owl curio. Finding a lot of those. Look at the contractor's note. Watch Commander Pelletus. The new installation Lord Gerald commissioned has been completed. Access to the lower levels of the estate has been concealed and secured by a lock of my own design. The message of passage detailed below should be shared only with those you trust. 3 false wine casks have been constructed to look identical to the rest. One conceals the passage, the other 2 open it. To unlock the mechanism, first identify the casks with lanterns hanging closest to them. Each cask requires 2 knocks upon its face. See, this seems like really useful information. 2 casks, 2 knocks each. Surely even the most simple-minded of your guards can remember that. If these steps are followed correctly, you will hear the click of the mechanism in the aforementioned 3rd false cask, the one in the western wall that conceals the old passage. It will remain unlocked for a period of time before automatically resetting. If you do not hear the click, I can assure you the fault is not with my mechanism and entirely with your method. False wine cast. What is this? Conquests of the Longbow? 2 knocks each. What is Conquests of the Longbow, Knox? Signed, Belrand, Artificer and Locksmith Extraordinaire. P.S. Burn this letter after you've memorized my instructions. Don't post it up in the pantry like my last client. That defeats the whole purpose. Nice. And yet, it was not burned. Unlock the false cask passage. I'm not going to do that until I explore the upstairs. I feel like I should go explore the upstairs now, in fact, and then come back here, because this is obviously the way. Gold Sierra adventure game based on Robin Hood. Okay. Sounded familiar, and I thought it was some kind of Robin Hood thing, but I didn't know exactly. I'm gonna go upstairs. Oh. What the fuck? Was that a trap? Who said that? Where's the guard that said that? Oh, there he is. Well, estate rover. Oh, spelunking tools. Valuable to any adventurer or cave delver or forger. These spelunky tools are in excellent condition. Well, guy, estate rover, I've got good news and bad news for you. The good news is, you were right. There is somebody in here. The bad news is, you're dead. I'm not going to take that one. That. Not going to take that. Not going to take that. Take the bag of nails, though, because apparently that's worth 40 gold to a fence. Alright, see you later, Brad. Enjoy the Mars game. I'll probably stop streaming before too much longer, and I'll come and watch you. And host you. Have a good one. Did you just link to a screenshot of the longbow game? I assume you did. Enough well-forged nails to complete an ambitious project or two. Well, the only project I'm going to use them for is selling them to a fence. Take the Echo Box. We've read about those. Those are pretty cool. A deerbone comb. The simple comb is well polished. None of the teeth are missing. Well, the whole thing is missing now. I don't want those. I'll take a knee pillow. A small square of padding with a strap to wrap around one's knee. What is a knee pillow for? I don't understand. Oh, another letter. Man. Finding all the lore things to read. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, the governor is the one that he was writing about, and he wanted to swab her decks and all that, and he was going to try to get her to go on the balcony with him. I don't think she's going for it. Well, that's what makes it weird to me, ScumSave, is it's just a pillow for one knee. If it was for both of your knees, there's all kinds of practical uses you could put that to. But why do you need a pillow for one knee? Or maybe you're just supposed to have two of these pillows. My dear Lord Gerald, I look forward to our next meeting. I've always enjoyed our working relationship, and I am ever so grateful that you have agreed to allow us to use the secret chambers beneath your estate for a conversation that needs to remain extremely private. Our guests should arrive promptly by the usual means. Please make sure they're comfortable and see to their every need until I make my appearance. Fashionably late, of course. And do try to make sure that Count Carolus... Oh, that's the guy we read about. The son of the general who became the emperor. This is the Wolf of Kvetch or whatever. And the primate, and we already read that they have a rivalry between each other because the primate's trying to grab for more power. And that's referenced again here. See, all of these pieces come together to form one big overall story. Don't throttle each other senseless before I arrive. We have important business to deal with, and I need them both focused on the issues at hand. I don't know how they accomplish anything in Kvetch. The way these two constantly snipe at each other. Oh, and on your way down, why don't you bring me a bottle of your family's best wine? You do have to pass by that way after all. Provincial Governor Fortunata. So this is here to tell you, hey, you need to go into the wine cellar. There's some secret shit down there, which we've already discovered. But now we've extra discovered it. Uh-oh. We've extra discovered it. But there's a little trap there. It got... Oh, I see. Look. That's where the tripwire was. Wondering what good it does to have a tripwire. Oh, there's an estate rover. I don't need my sword, I just need the Blade of Woe. Nice. Pewter beer stein. It could hold a substantial amount of refreshing liquid. 100 gold pieces worth, apparently. Put this away. Go back down into the cellar. We got ourselves a knee pillow. One closest to the lantern, it said. Probably need to murder some people down here real quick. I love how I can be right under this light and still be hidden. State Defender. Oh, fuck. Saw me. Where is he, though? Oh, he's right there trying to fight me. Okay. He had a folding lean-to. Damn it, my bounty went back up. Anvil Lighthouse model. A scale model of the lighthouse in Anvil's harbor, which overlooks Anvil Castle. That's nice. Rack versus sack. You can steal from the rack. You can steal from the sack. You can steal from the basket. What? Worst rhyme I've ever heard in my life. Another hourglass. More candied gore apples. We found a lot of them. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. That little soundtrack really necessary? No, but bum 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 bum. Necessary? No. Awesome? Also no. I'm just checking for stuff that I want to take. My souvenirs. Alright, so this is an easy enough puzzle to figure out. You just go to the ones by the lanterns. I mean, you don't have to figure out the puzzle at all, actually, because there's little markers that are telling you exactly. Alright, let's do it. We're gonna open this thing up. Lord Quintus Gerald. False cask reveals a passage. Okay, hold on. You know how it said, okay, you've got to do the ones that are closest to the lantern. Right here, that's fine. This one's clearly closest to the lantern. But look at this shit. This lantern is equidistant to both of these casks. And I would dare say it's... Well, no, it's basic. It's equidistant. How are you supposed to know which one? Obviously, you could just bang on both of them, but my point is... I have a point. Man, I have a lot of stolen stuff to sell. A lot. A great deal. You know what I need to do? I want to read The Primate Before the Light and Order of the Hour, but I don't need to do it just yet, I don't think. Although the Primate's here, so this is actually super relevant. We might... Oh, you know what? I'm reading these. I don't care. I'm reading them. I'm reading them right now. Don't try to stop me. Are you trying to stop me? Try to stop me? No, you didn't. Because you can't. Because we're on the internet. Unless you can hack my something. Alright, Order of the Hour. I'm reading it. It's only 18,000 pages. By Exordor Vacidus, Sermonizer, Priest of Akatosh. The Order of the Hour is one of the oldest knightly orders in the Empire. It was born early in the life of the Empire, during the First Era, and eventually faded into obscurity during the Second Era. It was founded by Enon Dakan as an order of knights dedicated to Akatosh, though originally it drew its members from the priesthood and military alike. The most recent incarnation of the Order of the Hour was established in Second Era 432 by the warrior priest of Akatosh, Kavor Marula, in response to the collapse of the Second Empire and the coming of the Longhouse Emperors. Fearing for the safety of the Dragon God priesthood and wanting to protect the Cathedral of Akatosh and its many historic and religiously significant treasures, Cavor gathered a few devoted and trusted fellow priests and dedicated himself and his brothers to the defense of the cathedral. On that day, the Order of the Hour was reborn. Soon, devout soldiers and warrior priests in service to Akatosh began to flock to the Order's banner. The feared retribution against the Divines by the Longhouse Emperors never materialized, however, and the Order of the Hour transformed into a small but elite unit of bodyguards devoted to the cathedral and its resident primate, the leader of the Akatosh faith. In many ways, the Order of the Hour developed into a mostly ceremonial organization. Although they maintained their training and combat readiness, when the occasional threat did strike from the shadows, the Order was prepared. Order of the Hour by Deckard Cain. I'm actually really dialing down the Deckard Cain-ness here. I mean, yeah, it's partially the Deckard Cain voice, kind of, but I'm not taking it all the way to the hoop. Take, for example, the Kvatch bread riots of 2E 467. The common folk, fearful and angry due to the red wheat blight that devastated crops for the second year in a row, decided that Akatosh and his priests... See, there's that's like my full-on Deckard Cain voice. Not that I think it really sounds quite like Deckard Cain. I mean, obviously I can't do a really good impersonation of him. It's just Deckard Cain is who I have in mind when I do that voice. I've done that voice for lots of old characters in RPGs and stuff. But I'm not trying to do the full-on Elder Ramoa voice. It's the Elder Ramoa voice is really what it is, because that's when I first started using it, was for this character Elder Ramoa in the Lone Wolf books. Common folk, fearful and angry due to the red wheat blight that devastated crops for the second year in a row, decided that Akatosh and his priests weren't doing enough to rectify the situation. Gruff Beaujour led an axe and torch-bearing mob to the very steps of the cathedral, intent on inflicting violence and making their displeasure known. But the Order of the Hour was ready for the assault, and Sister Severa and her warrior priests murdered a whole lot of peasants. Slaughtered half the crowd before even a single torch had been thrown. The primate promised to pray to end the tribulation, and by the next season the blight had run its course. Other examples of the bravery and dedication of the Order of the Hour exist, including saving Primate Phrastus from an assassin's blade in Second Era 540, and rescuing a caravan of priests and pilgrims from bandits in Second Era 561. The Order has never wavered from its vow to serve and protect the cathedral, by extension, the priests and worshippers who occupy the holy place. See, now I wish Saito was here so I could ask him a question. Somebody else might know this. Is the Order of the Hour involved in Oblivion? Or, I mean, the game, or the Knights of the Nine DLC for Oblivion? Because Saito told me that that Akatosh was involved in that. So I was wondering if maybe the knights in question were Order of the Hour or not. I never played that. Extension, the priests and worshippers who occupy the holy place. In Second Era 480, a writ from the Primate of Akatosh authorized the Order to form into an army during times of religious emergencies. So in other words, whenever they feel like it. Answering only to religious authority, that could never go wrong. The militarized Order took to the walls of Kvatch to protect the city from a horde of brigands led by the charismatic orc marauder, Baz Swordbreaker. Thanks to the efforts of the Order, the brigands were defeated and the city saved. Immediately thereafter, the army disbanded and the Order returned to its regular duties at the cathedral. Recruits to the Order must be devout followers of Akatosh. unmarried, so they may devote themselves fully to the Order and its intense regimens. While the Order began as a small group of warrior priests, the organization has recently broadened its acceptance criteria so that non-clergy can undertake the vows. Once indoctrinated into the Order, members undergo enhanced training in combat and skills related to keeping the cathedral safe. When the Gold Coast isolated itself from Cyrodiil after the Empire collapsed and the Three Banners War began, Artorius Ponticus, Primate of Kvatch, immediately set out to bolster the power and scope of the Order of the Hour. Yeah, we've heard about Artorius Ponticus before. He instructed Commander Marcus Scipio to increase the size of the Order and set about expanding the Order's responsibilities beyond the boundaries of the cathedral and into the rest of the city of Kvatch. This was done, as the Primate has said on numerous occasions, to reinforce the capabilities of the Kvatch Guard in these dangerous and troubling times. In other words, to fucking make a power grab. We gotcha. As anyone can plainly see, the Primate has only the best interests of Kvatch and its people in mind. If by the best interests of Kvatch and his people, you mean his own personal power. With recent threats against the city and the cathedral, the Count of Kvatch has granted the Primate of Akatosh emergency powers to once again convert the Order into an army. Today, the Order of the Hour boasts the largest force in the history of the organization. With a mix of devoted warrior priests and dedicated soldiers of faith filling its growing ranks, the Order now maintains the safety and keeps the peace of not only the Cathedral of Akatosh's grounds, but of all of Kvatch as well. No matter how chaotic things get on the other side of Varen's wall, on the Kvatch side, the Order has things well in hand. Probably exists somewhere else in the Obsidian universe. Oh yeah, you're right, Skemsave, I'm sure it is. So, I have a feeling I'm going to end up fighting and killing some of these Order of the Hour motherfuckers. I have that feeling. What about the Primate before the light? This is about the same Primate, and I think he's the same one. Am I correct in my assumption? Am I correct in my assumption that... Yeah, it is the same Primate. He's the one that's, at odds with Carolus, the Count of Kvatch. And that also means, I believe, he's the same Primate that's here now, or coming here, or whatever. So I still feel like this is really relevant stuff. The Primate Before the Light, by Midara Salviticus, historian, University of Willem. No one in Kvatch, the Gold Coast, or the shattered remnants of the Empire demonstrates more devotion and piety than Artorius Ponticus, the Primate of Akatosh. And he'll be the first to point this out to you if you aren't savvy enough to see the holy truth for yourself. But how did so humble an individual, I call bullshit, achieve such an august position in the religious hierarchy? For that tale, we need to go back to where Artorius first turned to Akatosh for guidance and strength, on the streets of the Imperial City in Second Era 542. The fourth son of the wealthy Ancrus family, Artorius grew up without a clear place in the world. His eldest brother was being groomed to take control of the family's major holdings throughout the core of the Empire, while the brother that was next in line was being trained to care for the family's distant holdings in Hammerfell. The third son, Angelus, was already a young officer in the Imperial Legion, with a promising military career ahead of him. By tradition, that left a life in service to the Divines as the natural path for Artorius to follow. Unfortunately, young Artorius was about as spiritual and devout as the proverbial lusty Argonian maid of song and legend. Hey, the lusty Argonian maid does exist in this timeline. Remember I don't know if anybody was here when I was talking about that the other day when I was streaming this. I didn't know if the Illustre Argonian Maid had been written yet, because this is way back in the past. But apparently so. He wanted nothing to do with prayer and sacrifice. Instead, young Artorius found himself drawn to two dangerous preoccupations. First, he was fascinated with events happening in the Breton kingdoms, specifically the ongoing battles between Emmerich of Wayrest and Durgarak of the Reach. He scoured Imperial City for anyone who could tell him more about what was happening there, and usually found them in the most unsavory sections of the city. Second, he started to run with employees of the notorious crime boss, Vodunius Monrius, much to the chagrin of his father and older brothers. Oh, so he got involved in crime and ended up the head of religion. What a fucking shocker! Alright. And it wasn't long before he was carrying messages and taking on other errands for Vodunius and his lieutenants. Never one to miss an opportunity to teach a lesson, Primate Artorius speaks candidly about this dark time in his past. I was full of fury and vinegar back then, he said with a laugh when I interviewed him while researching this book. I was angry and without direction, looking for something, but I didn't know what it was. That's a recipe for either finding your passion or losing your way. Lucky for me, Akatosh had a plan. That plan, the Primate believes, began on a day much like most during that period of young Artorius' life. He started his rounds for the crime boss, collecting gold from the various merchants and artisans working in and around the market district. The daily tithe was something of a sacred ritual for both those who were forced to pay the price and those who gathered the gold that filled Vodunius's coffers. Artorius was just one of a dozen young men and women who did odd jobs for the crime boss and his lieutenants, but he relished his role and the excitement that accompanied it. At least he did until the inevitable occurred. When Artorius entered the shop of the Khajiiti baker, Sticky Paws. I don't know that I would want to buy baked goods from somebody named Sticky Paws, to be perfectly honest with you. He found more waiting for him than the gold he expected to collect for Vodunius's daily tithe. 4 officers of the city's guard were on hand, ready to arrest the young noble and end his recently started life of crime. Your father is greatly disappointed in you, Artorius, the guard captain said. You've broken the laws of the Empire. If that gold in your pouch is any indication, you haven't left us with many options. Halt, 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 halt. At that moment, when he should have been frightened and anxious, Artorius could only manage to conjure up a single emotion. He hated his father with an intensity that burned as hot as Sticky Paws' ovens. I've never heard a fucking metaphor for hate that involved Sticky Paws before. The officer of the guard explained that they could bring the full weight of the law down upon Artorius and toss him in a dungeon cell for a year and a day. That's really not that bad of a sentence. I'll do a year and a day standing on my head. Or they could come up with a way for him to make amends for the crimes he had committed, but Artorius could barely hear over the pounding of his own blood. It's a favor to your father, the officer decided. We'll go with the latter. A year with the priests of the Divines should help set you back on the straight and narrow. Just like that, Artorius found himself back in the grasp of a destiny he had tried so hard to avoid. He was sent to perform penance with the priests at the Temple of the Divine. And then he ended up the head of the order, because criminals always do well in organized religion. Just saying. Okay, Winecast. So now we know an important thing about this primate. If we come to deal with him or murder him or whatever we're gonna do, is that he's really just a fucking criminal. Not that there's anything wrong with being a criminal. I mean, my character's a criminal. I was a criminal. Criminals are okay. I've had countless friends who were criminals, so, you know. Not judging. I'm just saying. He's not the super innocent man of faith that you might otherwise assume. Into the wine cask passage we go. Oh, that's cool. We just came through there. See a very glowing thing. Need to locate my quarry. Need to steal some stuff. Not acai berries, though. Oh? I don't need this. I just need Blade of Woe. What? I hit the blade. Oh no. A nice recipe for roast corn. I don't. He started ringing a bell. Dude, I was behind him. I hit the Blade of Woe button. Nothing happened. He turned around and saw me. That was weird. Bit of green. I'll take a Sanguine Devotional card. It's the second one of those we've found. Okay. A Table Vice. We found one of those before. What the hell is this? Oh, it's a hiding spot. Well, hold on. Before we just start going crazy. Earthenware jar. Going crazy with hiding. Oh, I see that. There's a tripwire right there. Oh, I can disarm it? Sweet. State Rover. Red Rover, Red Rover. And the state on over. Bunch of junk I don't want. I'll take that, I guess. Alright, we're being super sneaky. Healing things. Oh, Kvatch Arena Champions Trophy. Trophy given out to tournament winners and champions who survived the Kvatch. I wonder if I get to fight in the arena. That would be awesome. I fucking love arena shit and gladiator shit. Palm Flask. It's a small wooden container with a hidden reservoir. It can easily be hidden in a coin pouch, a sleeve, or the palm of one's hand. Huh. Okay. Useful for forgers, I'm assuming. Didn't say so, but I think it's safe to say that everything is useful for.
Seriously, Quintus, I appreciate you providing a safe place for our meeting, but couldn't you straighten up a bit before we got here?
My apologies, Governor Fortune. Vermin notwithstanding.
I don't know, Fortunata. This place seems to suit you.
That's no way to speak to your betters, Count Carolus. Speaking of which, when are you going to finally turn Kvatch over to a proper ruler? Your people deserve so much greater than you.
My lord and lady, please. We have a more pressing concern, and it affects us all.
Oh, there they are.
Careful, Quintus. I won't be spoken to in such a manner. But you're right. The Dark Brotherhood grows stronger and threatens everything we've built here.
But there they are. Cool, and I overheard their conversation. Steel calibers with guar skin grip. A versatile instrument for measuring thickness. Okay. The grip retards heat conduction, allowing for measurements at the forge. Oh, at the forge. At the forge, huh? So it's useful for forgers, you might say. What happens if I hide in this hiding place? I don't understand what this was exactly for. Let's on that again. Is it just so that one person wouldn't see me? Or is it to teach me about the concept of hiding places? Weird that there's like...
I forgot to mention, Primate Artorius sends his regrets, but Cathedral business forced him to remain in Kvatch. He indicates that he will support whatever we decide.
I rule Anvil with an iron glove, but you let that glorified priest walk all over Kvatch, Count Carolus.
I govern, while Artorius handles spiritual matters and the Cathedral's defenders, the Order of the Hour. I have allowed them to patrol Kvatch until the murderer is apprehended.
Haven't the last few murder victims been suspected members of the Dark Brotherhood? Perhaps if we do nothing, this murderer will solve our problem for us.
I refuse to allow a vigilante to freely stalk the streets of my city. That is why I allowed Artorius to expand the Order of the Hour's authority.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you and Artorius were building an army. Should I be worried, my dear Count?
Well... So Count Carolus is here. The Wolf of Kvatch. But the Primate's not here. And they've been having murders in Kvatch. Imperial Coronation Invitation. This ornate invitation, souvenir of the coronation of Varen Aquilarios, is imprinted with gold leaf on fine parchment. Now, I would think that would be worth a lot more than 100 gold. Considering they're willing to pay 100 gold for some random bullshit. That seems like an important, not only an important historical relic, but also something valuable in its own right. Pot, we got some paintings. Oh, we know this guy's got a pot to piss in if he...
Count Carolus, can we at least get your assurance that the Order will return to the Cathedral once the threat is resolved?
Primate Artorius
And what? What good is it when I find the Order on the wall?
You're not as ambitious.
Despite his polarization, Artorius is a man. He has the same needs and desires as any other.
Lord Quintus, intruders have penetrated the estate. We need to move the three of you immediately.
Don't be alarmed, my friends. We prepared for any contingency. Commander, secure the halls. Make sure no one follows us.
Of course, my lord. We'll find the intruders.
I wonder if that happens if I didn't get caught and they ring the bell. Let me see what happened in that conversation. That last one. Find the order at Anvil's walls. Okay. I found Fisherman's Tackle Box. A hinged wooden box carved with images of fish and other marine creatures with a set of nested storage trays inside. Good for forgers. A crystal sweet roll. Whomever carved this trinket clearly had a deep love and appreciation for sweet rolls. Aw, did somebody steal your sweet roll? Yes, I did. Alright, we're finding all kinds of good loot here. There's a hiding spot. Now I don't need it. So much stealing to be done here. It's amazing. I'm legitimately gonna run out of bag space. And I'm only taking the stuff that's worth 40 gold or more. A signed, sloppily illustrated card. Oh, we've read about an autographed calling card before. I don't need no beverage crafting ingredient. What is that? There's like crazy glowing shit here. What the hell is that thing up there? I don't think I can do anything with it. Or that thing. Alright, let's leave that stuff alone. Like magical stuff. Single lockpick. Gone. Go. Well, you know, for all the bell ringing that went on, there wasn't like a whole bunch of guards that came running down here, so I don't know. A lot of bell ringing, not a lot of activity. Oh, there's somebody. Go, 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 go. You ain't ringing no bell, 'cause I rung your bell. It's a caravan minder's mirror. This is a small mirror carried by caravan guards and used to keep an eye out for any... Ah, the irony makes me so happy! Oh, this guy was carrying a thing specifically to protect you from ambushes from the rear. And he just got ambushed from the rear. Oh, get your money back for this thing, buddy. Get your fucking money back. That's amazing. You can't write material like that. You can't. Anything up there that I want to try to loot? Great. Another ball peen hammer. Nice. Like, I've got more stuff than I can even fence today. I'll have to fence this stuff over the course of 2 days. Or more. Is this where they were when they were having the conversation? I think so. Compilation of first concerns. A list of the day's priorities in order of importance. The reverse is blank and could be reused. It's a piece of paper. You're saying the reverse is blank. You could write on the blank side of this paper. It's amazing. Something forgers would use, I imagine. Definitely for forgers. Forger friendly. Order of the Hour prayer candle. I like how I keep finding all of these specific to this area, specific to the storyline of this region, items. Order of the Hour prayer candle. An ornate candle intended to suggest the recitation of various prayers to Akatosh at intervals as the candle burns down. Okay, that makes sense. It does. Caravan schedule. Schedule. Werewolf musk oil. Perfume distilled from the musk of a werewolf. Some use it as a fragrance, others as a way to avoid prowling werewolves. Wow. Lovely. Here's some of that all over myself. We got ourselves a jumping puzzle. You remember the bridge? This is like the bridge, but a lot less interesting. Okay, there's nothing up there. At least nothing that I can get to. Okay, hold on. Get on this. Here, let's get on this. No. Alright, I don't see any hidden treasure chests or anything there. Let's keep going. I don't think I can get it. Oh, maybe. Oh, hoo, hoo. There should be a hidden chest up here. A lot of effort to get. Alright, just some corn. Oh, I'll take a pocket knife. Take a bag of What? I just found Scrabble! I just found Elder Scrolls Scrabble, which they call Elder Scrabble. Elder Scrabble. Bag of letter tiles. A cloth bag of small wooden tiles, each with a letter burned into its face, used in a traditional commoner spelling game. I just found Elder Scrabble. Which is pretty fucking cool. Okay, hold on. I need to end this episode. So... if you're watching this stream, do not go anywhere, because I'm not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, however, that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays The Elder Scrolls Online Dark Brotherhood DLC.